Happy Sunday. It's Sunday, right? Hope everybody is doing well. I woke up with a super bad headache. Why did it stop? Hold on. What's gonna be the next thing? It didn't do my other. I think it's gonna do those next. But yeah, I woke up with a super bad headache um today. But I'm here. I made it. And I'm excited to talk about this book with y'all. So hey y'all, I'm coming. Let me just put this on here because I don't know what the next step is. That's on that one. I think. All right. So I did something a little bit silly, but it's okay. We're fine being a little silly sometimes. Hold on, y'all. We're fine being a little silly. Making some of those patches. I'm coming, I'm coming. But that looks gonna be good. Looks like it is. Should be fine. All right. I don't want to have to come back over here. Yeah, I'm sorry. Hey, y'all. Happy Sunday again. Oh, I'm not about to be dealing with drama with this machine. I did the thread break. Why did the thread break? Let me see. Maybe I need to do more bobbing. Let's see. Yep, of course. I'm coming, guys. I know we're supposed to be talking about the book. I didn't want to keep you guys waiting too long. And we need to discuss another book to see which book we're going to go next, if we're going to stick to that list. I think I saw on Facebook when I glanced a little bit at Facebook today, I saw Rosalind had made a suggestion for us to possibly read Caught. And that's actually now on Netflix. So if we're going to read it, I'm not going to watch the Netflix version of it just yet. I'm not going to watch the Netflix. I'll refrain from that. All right, let me go back. Vote. Let's see. Sorry. All right, so as y'all know, I have a little snack because I need a snack, but I also need to let me show. Oh, y'all! I gotta tell y'all how the weekend went. Even though I have a headache now, it's still, I'm a lot better. It's still there, but I can manage. I do want to brush in because I didn't finish my sweatshirt from last night. I did after the live. I went ahead and finished stitching it out. But I didn't bling the center out. So all I did was stitch it out. So I do want to do that. So maybe while we're live now, I can go ahead and brush in the stones while we're talking about the book. But yesterday I had the pleasure and the opportunity to hang out with the crew, Chris's crew. It's Chris, Miss Linda, Jennifer, Sean was there. That was it. But I think people come in and out. You can just, as you're available, you can go in and hang out a little bit, get help, or just get the company. And yesterday they were great company to me to get some things done that I needed to get done earlier yesterday. And so I actually spent almost half the day inside of Chris's Google Meet. And I had a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful time. Lots of laughs. Everybody was just super helpful of each other. and I just loved it. I loved the sisterhood of it. So I'm officially a member of the secret, their secret society, the secret sewing society, secret stitching society, secret something. It's just a secret, right? Except I'm telling y'all. So I actually stitched out my hoodie because I'm official now. I'm an official member of the SSS club, and I just had such a good time. They were talking about coaching. I might actually participate in a coaching project that they're gonna do. I think eventually, like not right this second, not right now, but I do want to participate in their stitching, their coaching projects that they do, and different things. But super duper helpful. I had such a wonderful time. They were so welcoming and friendly to me, and I can't wait to go back. Now, I did get a message that they were meeting again today. I think they meet often, which is good. Especially like I feel like I may just go and hang out with them while they're and finish some projects that I need to finish that I haven't finished, and just hang out and chat and talk and stuff like that. But it was such a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful time. I hope y'all can hear me, because so this is my official member of the secret society. And let me see, I don't know if I want to use magenta. What do y'all think? I'm gonna come say hi in a second. What do you guys think I should do? Should I do magenta, or should I just go back and stick with IT Crystal Iggy? Let me know what you guys think. Should I put magenta stones here or IT Crystal AB? I also pulled out my easy press because that's what I'm gonna use today. But let's see who's here. Hey y'all. Okay, let's see. Hey, Miss Sharon Davenport. Oh look, y'all. So today I stayed in bed a little bit longer today. Terrell had to come pick up some stuff for the boxes. My head was hurting so bad. I had to get up because I needed to finish reading some of the templates. I still have a few more to do. I'm not going to stay on for too long. I still have a few more. I mean, a lot more to read out so that we can get them out between tomorrow and Tuesday. So that's what I've been kind of doing. But these talk dogs get everywhere. It's just a mess. Hey, Penny, welcome in. Hey, Ernie. Good morning, good evening. I see the next one. Hey, Kristen. So we're going to be talking about Never Lie by Freida McFadden. That was the book that we chose to read a few weeks ago. And so now I'm ready for the next book. We did have a list of other books by Freida McFadden, but we are open to other authors, other books. It doesn't just have to be Freida McFadden, okay? Hey, Kristen. Hey, Dempsey Boo. Hey, Chocolate Pearl. Welcome in. Hey, Marlene. So I do want to know, okay, first tell me what you guys think about like what color I should use for that. But then also, I want to know who read the book. Like who read the book, who's ready for this discussion. I took notes, so the notes are on my computer. I have the computer literally right in front of me. So I'm gonna just go off of my notes and see, what areas you wanted to discuss. But let me know. And if you have any other book suggestions, let me know that too. But I wanted to watch Caught, but if we're gonna potentially read that, I don't want to watch it before reading the book. Hey Marlene, hey Diane, hey Jessie, hey this by Floyd. Thank you, Kristen. Yes, please be sure to give this video a thumbs up. Now, I was trying to figure out like what we could call ourselves, our book club, our virtual book club. Maybe like most of us craft in here. So I'm gonna open up my snacks because I need to get a little bit of snacks. So most of us craft. So I don't know if you guys like the crafty bookworms. I don't know. I don't necessarily like bookworms, but we need a name. We need a very nice name. Hey Barb. Hey Porgy. In. Hey Miss Martha Jordan. Hey, Shanika. Hey, Miss Sandra. So, Miss Sandra, there wasn't a new 2020, right? Or did I miss it? 'Cause it didn't come up for me, so I just figured there wasn't a new one this past weekend. Hey, Tanisha and Danny and Annette. Hey, y'all. So we're gonna start talking about the book. I don't want to keep you guys on for too long, and I'm gonna eat a little snack before I start brushing the nose on. It's not gonna be a lot. Um, Dempsey Blue. So Miss Chris sent me the files like while we were on yesterday. Like I was working, and then she sent me the file, so I popped it onto the machine. Princess said official founder. So I think Jennifer was gonna make hers too. I think. And Miss Sean and Miss Linda Grace said that they needed to make theirs. It was so fun, y'all. I had such a good time. It was so relaxing. Like everybody was just super helpful. Like it was just like drama free. Like just I loved it. I had a great time. Loved it. All right, just going down. Crystal AB. Right, Crystal Miss Diane and Martha said Crystal AB. Kristen said Magenta. It's the Secret Sewing Society or Secret Stitching Society. That's what SSS is. So it's Chris is the founder, and what Chris does is that Chris is super duper knowledgeable of sewing and different things like that in that area, and she's super knowledgeable. Chris helped me learn how to crochet and like really quickly. So what Chris does is she's been doing it for a while. She provides help, and in turn, like everybody in the live, like they were providing help, encouragement to each other. So what she does is she has like it's almost like a Zoom, but it's not. It's Google Meet. And so she has a session with her crew, like anybody who comes in and needs some help. And she helps. He helps. They help. Um, I helped a little yesterday. Like everybody helped, and what I liked is that I was just Patrice when I went in. Like nobody was trying to like. I didn't hear my name 1,000 times. Nobody was trying to ask me a question. Like I was just Patrice, and I think I enjoyed that the most. I enjoyed that the most. So I don't know how you get involved in it. I got kind of invited to it, and honestly, Chris would always ask me like if I needed help. Like she would be like, if you need help, let me know, call me or do something like that. But I don't necessarily like I won't call anybody. One, y'all know I don't like the phone. Two, I don't put my phone number out, and so I don't get my phone number out, and I don't want to make that a practice. I've tried it, and I don't like giving my phone number. So, Chris invited me to come into her Google Meet, and I never would go. Like, I would never go into her Google. Like, I would never go, not just because I didn't go, but because I just don't really have like a lot of time to do it. And so yesterday, she would send me the Google Meet. Um, she invited me to do crochet, like to show me how to do crochet. And so I went on one time with them to learn how to do the crochet, only for a little bit. And then I learned super quick how to do it from her. She still has more to teach me. But yesterday I went on and I had such a wonderful time. Like I loved every second of it. I couldn't go this morning because I had like church service and then I had some other things to do. I was in the other classroom working on the boxes, getting some stuff done. And I have a migraine. And so I just did I was like, yeah, not today, but the option is there for when I want to go. And she sends me the link. And no matter how much I don't go, she still sends me the link, and I really appreciate her for including me, even though I don't go all the time. So I really love that. Thank you so, Chris. If you see this girl, if you're out there in the bushes on your 20,000-inch TV, thank you. I love you. Gail. Okay, Chris, this is the book. Panther. So we're about to get ready to get yeah. Barb didn't read it. Barb, it's fine. We're gonna go over it real quick. It's not well, not really quick. and Daisy and Terry and Up Designs. Hey, Up Designs. Hey, Nomi and Baby. All right, y'all. So the book we read is called Never Lie by Freida McFadden. And if you guys didn't know, we've read a few of Freida McFadden's books already. We've read all of the Housemaid series, even though we didn't have a sit down um, talk about it. We didn't have a meeting about the Housemaid series. Let me know if you still want to do like a meeting about the Housemaid series. We can. I mean, it was really good, and I might even try to go back and refresh. I did hear that there was like a smaller, I guess like a backstory or maybe just a bridge, some of the books together that she published. So maybe I'll go back and read that. But if you guys want to talk about Housemaid, let me know. We can. But we read a few of hers. We read The Crash. The one before this one was my husband's, my widow, something secret life, something like that. Yeah, Kristen, it's like an in between story. I didn't read it. Did you read it? Have you guys read that? I was like, yeah, I don't want to read. I don't want to read that. She's like, I don't want to read that. Hey, Miss Berlinda. Yeah, I don't want to read that. All right. Got a snack and chat. Okay. So there were three main characters, or three main characters in the story. So the story started out with Trisha and Ethan going to view a house. Like the realtor was waiting for them, supposedly waiting for them at this house, but they're driving in a snowstorm. Oh, it's like okay, like another novella. Okay. I'm still gonna check it out though and see. So they're driving in the snowstorm to go to this house, right? It's a huge house. It's kind of in the middle of nowhere in the woods. The realtor's supposed to be there. However, it is storming so bad. They actually make it to the house. Now, I was a little bit confused. Like, why would they go to a house that's in the middle of nowhere in a snowstorm? And then Trisha was trying to tell Ethan like where to turn off at. Like he knew exactly where to go. Like he kind of knew where to go, right? He didn't really need her. And they've only been married for 6 months. They met in a coffee shop and everything. Now, what I did think that as far as what the major theme of the book, first of all, let's go into the title. It's Never Lie. It starts out. There's two people telling a story in this. You have Trisha, and then you have Adrian. And I haven't told you guys about Adrian yet, but Adrian, the house that they're going to belonged to Adrian. So the very first chapter, or maybe it was the prologue, Adrian was the first one who started the story. As far as, you know, giving a little bit of backdrop, she's a therapist. Is she a therapist or a psychologist? I forgot. She's a therapist. She's an author, a well-known author, and she's the one who originally lived out in this house in the middle of nowhere. So that's what I was like. What was so important about that? What was so at first like that was my question? Like, okay, why are you guys going out to this house in the middle of nowhere in a storm? They're saying how bad it is. Like, why are you guys going out there? That didn't make any sense to me whatsoever. And then when they get to the house, like they know, like it's the author, Adrian is the author, but she's not there because she's been missing for 3 years. Okay, she's been missing for 3 years, and she's been or did they find her body? I don't remember. But she's missing. She's been missing for 3 years. Okay. And now they're going to go and buy this house. And they're going to go look at the house. But I was really like, why are you going to go do that? Now, the common theme in this book, y'all, I was taking some detailed notes. The common theme that I found in this book is one is a lot of deception, right? It was a deception amongst people who had relationships with each other, right? There was a lot of deception, at least I felt. And then also, there was a lot of, okay, so there's a comment, like, there's a term like you're faking the phone. Like, you're just, like, they had to keep up, like, an appearance. Like, they had to keep up the facade. Like, you know, the outside has to be well polished. Like, this is what I felt the theme was in this story. Like, you know, and for me, like, it's also lessons. Like, I like to read books to kind of see, you know, put things together and kind of identify and relate to a lot of things. So I felt like they were trying to keep up the facade, no matter how bad it really was. That's how I felt. That's what I felt. Tell me if you guys agree. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna get a piece of my little picture. But that's so far. That's what I think of the book. Now, for me, it was a quick read because it did keep me interested. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh, Danny, really? Wow. Well, they get out. When they pull up to the house, they see a light on. So when they pulled up, they thought that the light on was the realtor. They go inside. There's a huge portrait of Adrian. Now, if you're selling the house, what I don't understand is, which was a little bit odd to me too, like, why was there still a big portrait up of Adrian if a real estate company, you know, if it's gone through all the legal proceedings and everything, and you're trying to sell this house, like, why do you have artifacts of the former resident there and the former resident who could potentially not, you know, no longer be here with us, no longer be alive? Like, why would you have? So they go in there. There's a huge portrait um of her on the wall, all types of things. Now they were thinking that the realtor was there because the light was on, but the realtor wasn't there. Like, she was nowhere to be found. So that was like, first, like, I wouldn't have been in that house. I'm sorry. Now in the snowstorm, because it's snowing, now they're making up an excuse where they're saying that they can't go back into the car, they can't go back home because of the snowstorm. So they in turn decide that they're gonna stay there that night. Right? They're gonna stay there that night. Trisha and Ethan. They've been married for 6 months. And we do find out that Trisha, another part of her deception, we find out that Trisha could possibly be expecting. But Ethan doesn't know that. Let's see what I missed. We went to see the house and was supposed to meet the realtor there, but it was a snowstorm. But the realtor was not there. The realtor wasn't there. The realtor was not there. And when they arrived, when they arrived, they realized that it belonged to the missing author, psychologist, Miss Adrian. But how would they even, how would they even know know that? They're like, oh, I think Trisha said something like she had read her books or something like that, or she loved her books. So Trisha kind of, because both of them, you know, this is their first time there, right? So how would you know that? What you show on the outside isn't always what's on the inside. Yes, yes, that's definitely the theme. Definitely the theme. Thanks, Denzel. Exactly. That's what, when I'm like, well, who's selling this house? Why is there a portrait of her up there? So that was already, for me, that's something that I wrote down. Like, why is there still a picture of her if you're showing a house, right? So okay. All of her furniture was still in, yes, and that all of that furniture was still in there. Yes. It didn't happen because it was so cold, and then they went and they got out and they left because I think it was just too much snow. They couldn't keep going, right? They couldn't keep going. No, it was just from the beginning. I felt like it was a lot from the beginning. Okay, so let me see. We already talked about how it started out. It started out with Adrian talking. They're at the house now. I don't think I would have felt comfortable enough to stay in somebody's house, right? And then even knowing the situation with Adrian being missing, I didn't feel comfortable. Now, what happens is that they stay over, and I'm probably going to be all over the place a little bit. Let me think about what I want to talk about first. They decide to stay over. He goes and he takes a shower, Ethan, and then Trisha is kind of snooping around the place, right? She's looking around. She gets into her office. She finds like a secret door that opens up another secret location. Now, this is my thing. And what I wrote down before was, why would you be practicing out of your house? Especially if like the type of clientele that we learned that she had with a lot of different like mental health issues going on and things like that. Like, why would you be doing this out of your house in the middle of nowhere? That didn't make sense to me. It didn't make sense to me at all. So I didn't really like that. Because I wrote some questions down for us too. I wanted to ask you guys some questions. They had to, yes. So the house was listed being furnished. But they should took those pictures down. No, they should took those pictures down. Like, at least that's my mindset. Like, mm-hmm. Driving snow. It would have been trapped. Exactly. And how did the refrigerator have food? Because they were able to get food. Like, you're eating food. You don't even know where this food came from. You don't even know where this food came from. All right, so Miss Adrian is missing. The story goes back and forth from past and present. So Adrian tells the story in the past when she was alive, or from when she was there. She tells the story from the past. Trisha tells the story from the present. So there's two narrators of this story. Ethan is there, and tell me, who any of y'all thought that EJ was Ethan when they went back to the when she so Trisha goes and she starts snooping, right? She starts snooping in the lady's stuff, and she finds that Adrian has been recording her sessions with her client. So she goes in and she's actually like sneaking to listen to it. Mm-hmm. Exactly, exactly, exactly. All of the persons, like nothing had been touched. Everything was exactly the same when she got missing, Kristen. That was, yeah, no, that didn't make sense to me. So okay, so Miss Melinda and Miss Sharon Davenport and so I thought EJ was Ethan, and so EJ was one of the clients. Okay, so EJ was one of her clients. I think EJ, the mom, was the one who wanted EJ to come and talk to her. Well, in that whole time, EJ started like getting sweet on the doctor, and so he wanted more time. Okay, he wanted more time, and she just was not, she just was not happy. EJ in turn saw the doctor do something that, she really should have done. She slashed somebody's tires. When she wanted to sever ties with him, he brought that up. So now he's blackmailing her to spend time with him. Oh yeah, I saw what you did. You're not. I saw what you did. So because of that, and she couldn't get rid of him, then decided to do something very questionable. She decided to do something very questionable. Hold on, y'all. My chips breaking in my tuna. Okay, let's see what you guys say. Hey, Fred. Hey, Miss Karen D. Mm-hmm. Even though a lot of they had like some similarities where I felt that Ethan was EJ, like, oh, he's short, he's this, he's that. But then I was just like, that would just be too, perfect for Ethan to be. But I did start thinking that I did think that originally when she started saying EJ, I was like, okay, maybe that's Ethan. But we learned that it's not Ethan. Okay. Let's see. I have some really some questions that I wanted to kind of go over just to see what you guys think of as far as the characters are concerned. Let me go back to my notes because all right, we talked a little bit about the beginning already. Uh-oh, let's go back. Uh-oh, hold on, y'all. All right, so we talked a bit about the beginning. What chapters was that? That's okay. So the first few chapters, and in the process of all of this, there's other stories that come to light. So now Ethan's relationship with his mom and how that wasn't good. Not Patricia. I'm sorry, I gave too much to Trisha. Seems like Trisha almost made me feel like she was a damsel in distress. Like I almost felt like, and I thought that this was like a common theme too. Like I kind of felt like Trisha, as far as before we knew who Trisha really was, before we went into deeper into the book, I felt like Trisha kind of portrayed herself as like a damsel in distress. Like she was like, like a little weaker than what she really was. Like she was just like tell me if you guys understand what I'm saying. I felt like she kind of downplayed a lot, but I felt like that's what she gave off. I also felt the same way. I felt like Adrian, who's the therapist, the psychologist, I felt like she was, in charge. I felt like she felt like, she had it all together, but I also felt like at some points, like she played the same role as Trisha. So as I was reading it and I started like piecing it together, I felt like they kind of mirrored each other a lot. And where Adrian thought that she was like a lot smarter even than Trisha was the one who eventually played her. But I did feel that because so Adrian met this guy at a clinic or something like that. This guy, Luke, and this is going back. Luke and Adrian, they started dating, and it seemed like she liked him, but I don't really know if she did or not. Like he fell head over heels for her. I don't know if she felt if she felt the same way that he felt. Well, Luke, when everything started happening with Adrian being shady and messy, and when I was reading, I'm like, oh my goodness, Luke, like you just let her go about her business. Don't even get wrapped up in any of this. Adrian solicited Luke to kind of take care of Ethan for her. So EJ had her slashing whoever's tires whose tires did she slash, y'all? Did y'all know that? Did y'all know whose tires she's? I don't remember reading it. It probably was there. Well, EJ had it recorded. And that's the leverage that he had over her. And so what he wanted to do, like, that's why, she was seeing him without getting paid. His mom had stopped paying for his therapy sessions and everything. So she was just doing this because honestly, he was blackmailing her, but he had the video. So she solicited Luke to go into EJ's house while he was at her house, to go into his house and to steal the recording. EJ didn't want to do it, but he loved her, and he told her he had loved her. I think he told her he had loved her by that time, so she already knew. And you see how people play on people? Like, you know how somebody feels about you, so now you're going to put them in a situation to where now they're getting caught up because of you. That's so wrong. Like, these characters were a hot mess in this book. Like, I don't even know. The only character that was a decent character or was a decent person was Luke. He was the only one. And then he ended up having to, like, live, on the run. So all this happens. EJ goes home. EJ finds out, or he wakes up, because I think he came and picked him up and took him home. They drugged him, right? So they take him up, take him home, and he realizes, he knows exactly what happened, because guess what? He has cameras around his house. So he saw Luke go into the house and do all the things that he was doing inside of his house and stealing his stuff. So now Adrian has put her and Luke in a situation, because guess what? Now he knows that Luke was in his house and he has it on camera. Oh, y'all, it was a lot. And Luke didn't want to do it. He didn't want to do it, but she insisted. So now that Luke has done this and both of them are on camera now, or both of them, are implicated in this, now she tells Luke, we got to get rid of him. Luke is like, I could do a lot of things, but I can't do that. I can't do that at all. And she tried. She was, I think the doctor was the master manipulator. And the whole story, even though we see, like, if y'all who read the book, seems like Trisha was, right? Trisha, they're pretty much the same person. It seems like Trisha was. But the doctor was the master manipulator. She just got played. She got outplayed. And that, yeah, she did care about him until he broke into EJ's house. Until she made him break into EJ's house. Oh, that's what it was. She slashed him because he took her parking space that was at the clinic. See, I could not remember. I did not write it down. I could not remember for the life of me why she slashed her tires. But imagine somebody slashing somebody's tires because they took a parking space. I mean, was it her actual parking space? Think about it. She worked from home. She had an office set up at her house. Like, did she actually have a dedicated parking space at the clinic? That was a little bit crazy. A little bit crazy. All right, so whose parents? So the giant photo inside of the house. So we're gonna go back a little bit quicker, because we're gonna go a little bit further in. Did any of you realize that both of them were tied to the doctor before it was explicitly stated inside of the book? Did you guys realize that both of them had a relationship with the doctor, or kind of knew the doctor both. And this is the thing, like the deception amongst like the newlywed couple. Like it was. Did I enjoy the book? I did. Okay, let me just let y'all know I did. I did enjoy the book. I read it really, really fast. I thought it was really good. I did enjoy it. Okay. Okay, thanks. See, I a person that I don't know how I missed that part. Thanks. Hey, Felicia. Okay, Luke, and that's another thing. That's another thing to point out. So Luke was very techie. He was a computer guy. He did some work at the clinic, and that's how they met each other. That's how he met each other. Now I want you guys to go back a little bit. Knowing what we know about Adrienne, did y'all really think that she was really interested in Luke? Or because by the time she met him, she was already going through all that stuff with EJ. Like EJ had already been, kind of playing her a little bit about the fact that he had her on camera slashing the guy's tires. She knew he had it recorded. Do y'all think that this was the only reason why she gave Luke, the computer guy, a chance? Because I thought when I was reading, I'm like, that's why I can't say that she really like loves him or she loved him or how if she really felt anything for him. As opposed to like, yeah, she felt this way because she needed him to do something for her. Right? She needed him to go and steal or get rid of that video because she didn't want to ruin her life. She had to keep up the perfect facade. She's this wonderful author. She's this caring psychologist. She's not somebody who goes and slashes somebody's tires because they park in her spot. Like she had to keep that up. That is really why she went through all of this stuff. She didn't want to lose everything that she had. She didn't want to lose everything that she had built. She didn't want to do the right thing. Because one, she wouldn't have slashed the guy's tires for parking in her spot. And two, she wouldn't be trying to kill anybody. Like at some point, at some point you have to just own what you did. I know that's easier said than done, but by now, she has a lot going on. Let me see what you guys are saying. Okay. So it was just too many similarities. Too many similarities, Miss Sharon Davenport. 2 plus. Mm-mm. Okay. Wow. Hey, Miss Ruth. You know about his past. Mm-hmm. Hey, Felicia. He was a pawn. Yep, he was a pawn. Yep. She was a user. Luke was here to do her dirty work. Yep. Yep. Absolutely. So he says no, right? Now, when did you guys realize that Trisha was her patient? When she said Patricia, because see, I was already thinking like, okay, I was thinking EJ Ethan, right? But then I started realizing, okay, no, that's not Ethan. But when she said Patricia, and then I was like, oh, okay. So that's Trisha. Trisha's story was, so Trisha was actually one of the doctor's patients, right? And so was it her mom who sent her there to the doctor or something happened? It might have been her mother who had her go there because supposedly she was having issues. She had been through a traumatic situation, only for us to find out that the doctor had already known that the traumatic situation that Trisha had gone through was really caused by Trisha. It was really caused by Trisha. So Trisha, let me get my notes back up. Trisha went out, she went on a trip with her fiance and her friends, like a few friends or whatever. But she orchestrated this trip because she had found out that her fiance was, having a little side situation with one of her friends, one of her good friends. So she planned this trip, everybody's together or whatever, and then she pretty much offed them, like all of them. And then she injured herself to kind of say, like, somebody came in, these guys came in, they did whatever to us. And so she wouldn't be implicated for offing her friends and her fiance. Well, of course, nobody knew that, but she went to go talk to the doctor to be, she became one of her clients, and the doctor realized that it was Trisha who did it, right? So now the doctor knows this. And see, this is the thing, like, this is what I don't understand. Why was she having these types of people come into her house? She was seeing people at her house, y'all. This was not in an office. She was seeing people at her house. So much so that when she started dating Luke, EJ just popped up at the house. The detective knew but couldn't prove it. Hey, Meredith. I was trying to remember. Person, I was trying to remember that. So it was her parents that gave the huge portrait to the doctor that she kept looking at. It was her parents. I couldn't remember if it was EJ's mom or her mom. Like, I couldn't remember. All right, so the doctor found out. Well, now the doctor needs somebody to do some dirty work for her, right? So of course now the doctor's gonna let her know, oh, I know about you. I know what you did last summer, kind of sort of thing like that. But but she knew she knew. And so in turn, she ended up getting Trisha, the doctor, Adrian, ended up getting Trisha to help her get rid of EJ. So Trisha helped her. But what was the thing that Trisha said that her mom said all the time to her? Like, something like two people, it's probably in my notes. Something like two people, something about a secret, two people, the only way to keep your secret safe is if only one person knows the secret, you, something like that, something to that effect. So Trisha really stood on that. Okay. She really, 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 really stood on that. So the doctor letting her know, the doctor looked at it as, okay, I'm gonna get her to do my dirty work for me, to help me out, to get rid of, because Luke isn't gonna do it anymore. But at the same time, what she was doing, what the doctor was doing, was opening herself up even more, because now Trisha knows that you know what she did, and Trisha doesn't play that. Trisha does not play that. Trisha does not. Nobody was supposed to know what she did. Nobody was supposed to be able to prove it. And so now the doctor opened herself up to let her know, okay, I know what you did. And Trisha was not going for that. But not really. Hey, Delonda. It was never like Freida McFadden. It's a quick read. I thought it was pretty good. It was a pretty good quick read. Hey, Miss Zelda Brown. All right. So she helps the doctor. The doctor, does whatever. Nobody knows what happened to EJ at this point. Nobody knows where he's at. Nobody knows the outcome. Okay. Except the doctor and Trisha. Well, Trisha starts to think, let me see if I put that in my notes. Like what she said. Like what her mom said to her. Hold on, y'all. Because this is something that her mom said, Trisha's mom, and this is why Trisha was so cutthroat and ruthless. Like Trisha, y'all. Let me go back and see. Okay. What did Trisha's mama say? It was something about. Let me see if you guys said it yet. No. But she did not. She did not help the girl. Trisha really. I don't think Trisha could have been helped by her. They're both practically the same people. Both super manipulative. Luke had no idea who Trisha was, but Trisha knew who Luke was. Luke had no idea who Trisha was. This is why I say like Trisha was like just she made herself seem like the damsel in distress. But she was on top of it and she knew about everything, about everybody. Let's see. All right, so what did she say? No, I cannot remember what the lady said to Trisha, but Trisha was just like, yep, nope, my mama said, mama told me not to do something. Yeah, no. I cannot read. I don't think I wrote it down. The doctor investigated everybody. Yes, the doctor investigated everybody. She didn't do a good job though. She didn't do. And did you guys remember like in the beginning she said like nobody can lie to her. Like nobody, don't ever lie to her. Something like that she said. And it's like, girl, it was you, but it was you who was the one doing the lying and manipulating. It was you. Y'all, I cannot. I don't see. I didn't write it down. I wish I had wrote it down, y'all. Yeah, I didn't write it down. So, yeah. But it was something more along the lines of, two people can't keep a secret type of thing. So because she has that mindset, because Trisha has that mindset, guess what? The doctor got to go. And so they've been looking for this doctor for 3 years. For 3 years. And nobody knows where she's at. Now, let's rewind, y'all, because we went too far. Come to find out, they couldn't find Luke. And Luke was the one who they suspected did something to the doctor. They couldn't find him. Well, guess what? Luke has bad luck because Luke was hiding out in the doctor's house all this time. That's why there was food inside of the refrigerator. That's why that light was on when they came into the house. Because Luke was staying at the doctor's house, nobody knew that. Everybody thought that Luke was the one who did something to Adrian. It really wasn't him, but that's what they thought. So he's staying in the house. I think, what was that? Like day 2, they ran up on Luke. And let's just say Luke didn't make it out of there. Now, they were looking for EJ's body. Or I guess the doctor too. They're looking for both. Um, I probably won't talk about duplicity until I would say maybe tomorrow, because I planned on watching it for real tonight, where I'm not doing anything. I can focus on it. Devonta said it's not bad. So maybe tonight, if not, maybe next weekend, talk about duplicity. So if you guys haven't seen Duplicity, watch it. It's on Netflix. It's a Tyler Perry movie. I don't usually promote Tyler Perry movies, but it's a Tyler Perry movie. And it might be a decent one. So, and that way we can talk about it. We're going to get back into finishing up this book review. But also, I watched this show today on Netflix called Book Mom. not book mom, con mom, con mum on Netflix. Con mum, MUM. Y'all, we need to talk about this. We need to have a discussion about this. I'm not gonna give it out, the whole thing, but you know the title says con and underneath it says mum. Okay, please watch. It's about this guy. He wasn't raised by his mother. He was raised by his dad. He was in foster care a little bit when he was born. He was born over, was it Germany? Someplace else. I can't remember. I'm going to watch it again before we talk about it. So he was born, he's not in the U.S., and he's 45 years old. Present day, he's 45 years old, but he went through like foster care, or he was in the system over there for a year or two until his father was able to get him. I think his father might have been in the military, something like that. 45 years later, he never talked to his mom, never had a relationship with her, anything like that. He's dating somebody. He's about to have a baby. And he really didn't want a relationship with his mother all those years. Well, guess what? Mama reached out to him. He's 45 years old. Y'all, we got to talk about this one. Oh, we got to talk about it. We got to talk about it. Because I don't even understand how that didn't end up on a true crime, one of my true crime shows. Like, I mean, the true crime shows I watch usually deal with life and death. I don't know how it didn't end up on there, but it didn't. It didn't. Yo, we gotta talk about that. If you guys have already watched that, let me know. Hey, Robin's Creations. No. Who kept exactly? I don't know. Let's share that. That's so strange. Like, the picture was down, and then was Luke playing on her too? Did Luke know who she was? That's what makes me feel like maybe so. Back to like just Luke, not Luke, Ethan. So Ethan and Trisha, they met at a coffee shop, right? But it was orchestrated by Trisha, supposedly, because she faked like she had a spill. She knew exactly who he was. She had already seen him before, I guess, dropping his mom off because his mother was a patient. What we didn't know, but then we found out, Ethan's mom was a patient of Adrian. So she would come to the house too. So her and Trisha would kind of, they would even sometimes see each other, run into each other, right? So they knew each other. But it makes me think that Ethan possibly knew who Trisha was too. Because I can't imagine Luke going back and putting up the picture or anything like that when they took the picture down, because at some point they took the picture down. And then they woke up the next day and the picture was back up, or she went downstairs and the picture was back up, and she's like, well, Ethan, did you put the picture back up? He's like, what are you talking about? I didn't take the picture down, or something like that. Something weird he said. It didn't make sense to me at that time. But now that you said that, Miss Sharon Davenport, I'm wondering if he knew. Like, this is the first time that this thought has come to me, that maybe Ethan knew who Trisha was. Because eventually we find out that Trisha knew exactly who Ethan was. And she knew what he did, because Ethan's mom, her concern was that she thought that he was going to do something to her. I think it's like he's very well off. Most of these people are very well off people. She thought that he was going to do something to her. I think she didn't invest in something that he wanted her to do, like a business or something like that. And the mom, thought that he was going to do something to her. Well, just to fast forward, he actually did. And Trisha knew. And she knew all that time, but she still chose to put herself out there to, to try to hook him. And she did. Hey, Evie. And yep. He did. Yep, it's called Con Mom. It's Con Mom. We need to talk about it because it's very, 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 it's on Netflix. it's really sad. It was really sad, and I think for anybody watching it, it kind of puts things into perspective. Like when you want something really, 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 really bad, um, like take a step back and you know make sure that it's you want this, but do you want it like this? Like is it the right thing? Like sometimes we want things so bad that we ignore you know some things that it's not right. Right, that's kind of what I took away from it. Again, it was just a reminder, like for me, like you know what, something if it looks too good, take a step back. Right, it's okay to take a step back, because if it's gonna happen for you. So Miss Ruthie saw, so it was Germany. It was Germany. Or Miss Ruth saw. So we need to talk about it. Oh yeah, girl. Mm. Hey Elba. Hey Brenda. I love reading. Like this is my favorite thing. I love reading. Crafting just takes up a lot of my time, but I love reading. That's why I wanted to do the book review today so that we could start the next book. So if you just got here, we're about to wrap it up because we're already there at the end. But Rosalind suggested Caught for us to read. Caught. There's a book, a movie on Netflix, Caught. Well, it's like a limited series that they have. So I want to watch it, but I want to read the book first. I prefer to read the book first. So we had some other books on our list to read. I think most of they were Freida McFadden. But if you guys want, we can look at Caught and read that. And then like we can go back and forth. Y'all let me know. I can put out a poll again to see if, which y'all prefer. Yes. Okay. Watch it. Felicia, girl, it is a hot mess. Or maybe Duplicity is on Amazon Prime. Delonda and Becky, Miss Becky, is it on it's Amazon Prime, I think. I'm gonna watch it when I get off of here. I have a few things to do and I'm gonna watch Duplicity. So watch, if you guys want to talk about it, watch Duplicity and watch Con Mum. That was, and he had, oh my god, I'm not gonna mess it up for you. I want y'all to look at it. So Elba, you think Luke was trying to scare them? Elba, so he probably was trying to scare them away, but how you gonna scare the monster? How are you gonna scare the monster? Poor Luke wasn't gonna win. And that's the one who I felt the worst for, because once they realized what Luke was, they tried to make it seem like, oh, you did this to the doctor, and then they tied him up. He couldn't, they off poor Luke too. In the meantime, they also found EJ underneath the floorboards in the doctor's office or in her house somewhere. So they did find EJ. They did find him. What did they do? Yeah, it went a lot of different places. It did. Thank you, lady. She said Prime has it, Donzel. Amazon Prime. We'll talk about it. We'll talk about Duplicity probably next week. But I do think he might have been. I didn't think. Oh, but I didn't think that he was trying to scare him away. Like I didn't think it at that time. But now that you said that, I think you're onto something. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, it's on Prime, y'all. It's on Prime. Prime. Yeah, it's on Prime. Thank you guys. Okay. So Midnight Library, it's really good. So we need to add that to the list. I didn't bring. Let me put. I have my note, book club note open up here, but we're also taking names for our book club. I suggested Crafty Bookworms, but it doesn't have to be Crafty Bookworms. It could be something else. That was my suggestion. Okay. Let me see. I need to type that in. Midnight Library. Don't forget, if you have any others to suggest, let me know. But Rosalind did suggest Caught, and I really do want to watch it on Netflix. It's actually queued for me to watch it, but I don't want to watch it before reading the book. And then maybe that could be a thing. Like if we watch it, if we read it, and if we watch it, we could talk about like similarities, differences, what they got right, what they got wrong, what they should have did, what they shouldn't have did, stuff like that. All right. So where were we at? So we've kind of gone over a few things. Let me pull up my questions because I actually have questions for us. But this is going to be for when we're done. This is going to be just for us to talk about when we're done. Because I did find like it was all the deception and stuff in the book. It was just a mess. So then what else happened, y'all? Because it was just like a lot going on. Did we even talk about Trisha going back to get the doctor? So like I said before, her mom had this thing like, two people can't know what happened. That's not a secret. One person, pretty much saying like if somebody else knows the secret, like it's not really a secret and you're never safe if somebody else knows. That's pretty much what her mom had kind of instilled in her. So of course, then she had to get rid of the doctor. She didn't feel good about it. She didn't feel good about the doctor knowing that she was the one who had offed her fiance and her best friend. And then also now the whole situation with EJ, where she had helped the doctor kind of get rid of it's like Trisha doesn't want anybody to hold anything over her head. So that's another person having to, fake the funk and act like, they're perfect and they're not. So she ended up getting rid of the doctor. So where they thought Luke was the one who had did whatever to the doctor, it was actually Trisha. And then they ended up, I told you guys they had tied Luke up. They ended up getting rid of Luke. And did they put Luke, y'all, so fast forward, they ended up purchasing that house. And did they like put Luke inside of the yard? That the kids, and then like she was pregnant. She hadn't told Ethan that she was pregnant. But she finally did tell him. And they ended up like at the end of the movie, they're like playing, the kids are playing, or the daughter's playing in the yard where they had put bodies. And Trisha's just as lost. Like Trisha was something else. Trisha was something else. Trisha at the end, like when they have their house, they have their kids, she's pregnant again. And then she kind of makes it seem like, like how she had to get rid of the doctor because the doctor knew her past and everything, because eventually she wanted Luke to confess to her that he had got rid of her mother, right? That's what she wanted too. And she wanted Luke to confess that she had gotten rid of his mother, and eventually he did. And then she kind of then confessed to him and told him, even though she knew that already, she then told him that she what she did to her fiance and stuff. Like, and they still stayed together, bought the house and did all that stuff, like had the kids. Well, at the end, she kind of started feeling the same way, like she felt with the doctor, like, and she kind of made a thing like, I'm just waiting on part 2. I'm waiting for Freida to say it's a part 2 where she has gotten rid of Ethan because he knows too much. He knows the truth about her. And then all the stuff that they did together, with Luke, and I'm pretty sure they had to move EJ from underneath the floorboards. It's crazy. He must have, but he took credit for writing he took credit for writing that. He took credit for it. He took credit for writing it. So, hey, Jess. Yeah. Crafty bookworms. I like that. It does. It does. It all goes together. Kristen, I like it. I like, okay, crafty bookworms, and we can have like some tea. Well, I'm gonna have my sugar-free tea, Kristen, because I like that. All right, so we're gonna be crafty bookworms. We need shirts. we do. I'm gonna design a crafty bookworms design. Her mom had a lot of sayings. I think her mom made her a little bit like the way that she is too. I think her mom helped with that. Is that where she put? I don't. So I remember. It's all Miss Sharon Davenport. I don't remember. So was it the? So it was EJ in the underneath the floor, and the doctor, because remember she found EJ underneath the floorboard. Like they found EJ underneath the floorboard because that is like that's really so. For those of you, that's why they were at that house. Not Luke per se, but Trisha. That's why they were at the house. She wanted to see where the body was. That's what she wanted to see. She orchestrated the whole entire thing. The realtor wasn't going to be there. She even had canceled the snow plowing company from coming because generally the snow plowing company would come and plow the snow. She had canceled all of that. Trisha had canceled all of that. Like she wanted to be in that house. Like she was acting like reading the book, like when you first started reading it. That's why I kind of like some parts like threw me off. Like usually Freida, sometimes her stuff is predictable. Like I know exactly where it's going. But this book, I really didn't see all of it coming. I didn't see all of it coming. So when she got there, she was acting like she didn't want to be there. She didn't want to stay. Oh, I don't feel comfortable here. No, she was real comfortable. And she couldn't wait to go find those tapes. So did they ever find where was the doctor? And where was the doctor? Because that was horrible. And kids were out there playing. That's horrible. Horrible. Thank you guys. Not true. Not true. Yes. After like maybe there's gonna be a part two because that has to happen. Just because of who she is. And Luke, like, now you know that she knows exactly who you are. She knew who you were before she even met you. Like she knew all this stuff about you. And how do you feel safe with her? So I wrote down a few questions. Okay, so one of the questions, because I was just so intrigued, like the whole thing, just to see the progression of like that relationship within that little bit of time, and how like all that time she brought him there because she wanted him to confess to her. It's like she wanted him to tell her something that she already knew. She knew he did that to his mother, but she wanted him to say it to her. It was just, and this is why I don't understand why the doctor even let these people come to her house. It was because she was just as crazy. The doctor was just as crazy too. For her mom. Oh, there was a second body. Okay. And who was the second body if it wasn't because she would have had to put the doctor there. Trisha. Was it? Hey, Creative Notions. EJ was under the floor. Trisha needs to find the body. Yes. So was she looking for her own tape? I mean, they purchased that house, so they kept a lot of that stuff. Probably kept those tapes and everything. She had to be maybe she was looking for her own tape, because that's, she would be able to erase, whatever. Because wasn't one of the doctor's books pretty much about Trisha? Wasn't one of the books pretty much about? I think it was about Trisha. One of the doctor's books. So maybe, yeah. But Ethan he was worried, like, for him not to know all the details about what the doctor was doing there with the mom and all that stuff. Like, he was concerned about those tapes. Mm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Where her mom was buried on, oh, she was buried on the road. Okay. Mm. But it was good. So I said, after we have our book meeting, like, we can just talk a little bit more. I did write some questions. Last time I had questions for the other book, but the other book was so comical. It was so comical that I was just didn't, yeah. So we saw that Ethan and Trisha both were deceptive in their relationship. Do you guys think that deception is ever justifiable in relationships? When it's to either protect yourself or the other person, do you think that deception is ever justifiable? Now, I'm going to say, this is how I feel. I don't think so, because in the end, like, you're eventually going to pay for that. So, some people will say, well, I told that little lie because I didn't want to hurt them. Or sometimes people tell lies because they want to protect themselves, right? Like, okay, I'm gonna just tell half the story, half the truth. But when you're in a relationship, especially like how Trisha and Ethan were together, they're married and all that, like, why not just be open and honest at first? That is my opinion. I know, people live real lives out here, but I do feel like, and being in a relationship with somebody who was deceptive, I feel like in the end, like, you may think that you're helping somebody else, but overall, you're causing more harm and hurt to that person and your relationship. Let's see what you guys say. Elba said no, she doesn't. Arnique said no. Michelle and Davenport said no, because that's a lack of trust. That's, yeah, like, I kind of feel like, if you're gonna love me for me, then you just gotta love me for me, the good and the bad, right? But with this particular book, it's all about facades. It's all about, like, the doctor had to look, I'm this famous author, I'm a psychologist, I heal people, I get them better, their mental health is better because of me. And in the meantime, her mental health was poop, because it had to be. For you to slash somebody's tires at a place where you volunteer because they parked in a spot that you probably always park in. You can't find another parking spot? Like, that was, and then somebody has you on camera, they recorded you slashing the tires, and of course, that's not going to look good for you. So now you got to go and commit more crime because you don't want to lose everything you have. I didn't even brush in my thing, y'all, because we were talking about this book. It does more damage. No, because the lie will continue. Nope, I totally believe that. I totally believe that. Yep. And you can only keep a front first. You can only keep, eventually it will eat at you, or the people who are around you all the time, they will start to notice. They will start to notice. I want you guys to watch Con Mom. Y'all, it's kind of the same thing. Like the guy who was like heavy in it with the mom, he didn't really see anything, he didn't know, but the people around him like started noticing certain little things and stuff like that. Y'all, you got to watch it. Like eventually eventually somebody else will see it. Like you can put it up, you can act like you're one way all the time, but eventually people will start to see the real you. They will start to see what you're covering up. Yep. Yep. What happens in the dark comes out in the light. Yep, absolutely. So that was one of the questions that I wanted to, because that was, since deception was like the biggest thing in the book, at least in my opinion, I just felt like everybody was deceiving everybody. So because of that, that's why I wanted to make, let's talk about that. Like, is deception ever okay? Like, is it? And I feel 100% like, yo, like eventually it's gonna come out. Eventually you're not gonna be able to keep that up. You're not. So let me see what other question I had if I want to ask it. And I also, one thing that I had, like, do you guys feel like Adrienne was she a little justified in feeling the way that she didn't want to lose it all? So she went through these extreme measures. Do you feel like she was okay in that? Like, I think a lot of times, like maybe just that self-preservation, will kick in, but not at the expense of somebody else. Like at some point, you have to just say, you know what, I just got to own up to it, right? Maybe initially when the guy first came around, and she did try that a little bit. So when EJ first came and EJ first started saying, hey, you don't want to see me anymore, because his mom stopped paying. Remember, his mom stopped paying. His mom was the one paying for his service. Mom stopped paying for it. Now, he doesn't have the money to pay for it. So the doctor is now doing it for him for free, right? She's seeing him. She's like, well, I've been giving you this service for free. Your mom been stopped paying me. And then when she wanted to cut him off, then he said, oh, not so fast, doctor. Not so fast. Guess what, honey? I got you on tape slashing that guy's tires. And so at that point, when she was like, then he started blackmailing her, saying, you just see me and I won't tell anybody. At that point, would you have said, you know what, just go tell whoever you're going to tell? Or would you have said, because maybe you're trying to think that, maybe he really means this, he's not going to tell anybody, he's not going to do, would you say, all right, I'm just going to keep helping him? And I think because she did that and she kept helping him, she kept doing it, even though she didn't want to, and he was blackmailing her. And then when she eventually wanted to stop, because every time it was never enough for him, he always wanted more. He always wanted more. So at what point do you think she should have just said, you know what, just take it to the cops, go take it to the clinic, to the cops, take it to whoever you're going to take it to? What point do you think she should have said that? She should know she shouldn't have slashed those. She was dead wrong for slashing those tires. Like, who does she think she is? Who does she think she is? Tell her to just pay for the tire from the beginning. So Elba said, hold on, let me go back. Work harder and get it back. So it's kind of like, okay, so Felicia says, work, no cause for you hurting anybody else. Work harder and get it back. So yes, she would have taken, her reputation would have took a major hit. Maybe even her certification, her licenses, maybe something, like maybe she would have lost that. Maybe it would have been suspended or whatever. She would have had to work harder to get, she would have had to work for it again, right? And sometimes in life that does happen, Sometimes nobody's perfect. Nobody, people make mistakes here and there. And guess what? you have to own those mistakes. And if those mistakes set you back a little bit, that's what you learned your lesson. You do what you have to do, and you fight harder to get back to where you were. But she didn't want to do that. She was just like, you know what? I'm gonna keep playing around with him. I'm gonna see what, if I could get him to not do it, maybe give me the tape, whatever the case is. But he wasn't getting rid of that tape. He wasn't gonna do that. He kept asking, yep. Nope, but she was always staying on the edge when the book started. Yep. I was going to that. Nope, she didn't care. Felicia said, just tell it and pay for the tire. What? And Felicia, I kind of agree with that. Like, honestly, I've never been blackmailed before, but I can only, like, somebody who's blackmailing you has just like a lot of power, right? They just have a lot of power over you. And at some point, like, you don't have to take that power back, because I just don't think that's going to end well, right? She could have just went straight to whoever she had slashed those tires, went to the guy and said, hey, I just want you to know that, I was pissed off when I pulled into the clinic and you were in my parking spot, even though our parking spot didn't have her name on it. But I feel like I own the parking spot at my school, and I don't. And now that more people park in the back now where we park, like, now I just park anywhere now, like anywhere. But she should have said, hey, it was me. Your tires got slashed that day. How much was this? Can you give me the bill for it? And here go a few extra dollars, because she had it to give to him, right? She should have did that, but no. That's how the doctor, something was wrong with her too. She wasn't as smart as Freida wanted us to think she was smart. She wasn't. She didn't care. It was all about her. Yep. That's how I felt. Like, girl, you got the money. You can go and tell him whatever he's going to do with it. What, is he going to go and show it to social media? He's going to give it to everybody to see that you did this or whatever. Then let him go make it right with the person who you wronged. Even though you're forced to do it at that point, because you should have did it in the first place. Go make it right with the person you wronged. And if he still puts it out there or whatever, then just let him. Just let him. Later, Kristen, we're gonna get off soon. I'm not even gonna brush in the class now. I'll do it later. Yep. Gotta be careful. You got to be careful. You got to be careful. Later, Jesse. See you over at Evie's. So yeah, overall, I liked it. There was a lot of deception going on. Like, and just imagine, y'all, the one person, and it just sucks so much. The one person that seemed like a good person, look what happened to him. Out of all the characters, Luke was the only decent person. He didn't know anything. He had nothing to do with anything. And look what happened to him. I did not like that at all. I liked it too. But I just I felt so bad. Like, out of all of that, he was a decent person. He was even trying to, it's hard when somebody is, that you're close to somebody and they're doing something wrong. Like, to just sit back and watch them do it. And he was trying to fight it. He was trying to tell her the right thing to do. Yeah, no, we shouldn't do that. You shouldn't. Why do you want to do that? Why do you want to go into his house? And why do you want to do this or that? He was trying. And then guess what? She dragged him down too. Because now he went in his house. They had recording of him going into the house. Now he's caught up. It's just easier to do the right thing. It's just easier. A lot easier just to do the right thing. So this is a good book, y'all. I loved it. All he did was fall in love. Poor thing. All he did was fall in love. So the other books that we had, let me look on the channel for the poll. And I'll put up another poll for us. Because I really think I want to do Caught though, y'all. And it may not take us that long to do it. Let me see. Yes. Let's see. If I can find it. Go to my channel. All right, so we read, out of that poll that we did, we read The Widow's Husband's Secret Life. And we read Never Lie. Now, I'm going to put another poll out. It'll have the two books that we didn't read already. The Boyfriend and the Locked Door. Even though I know some of you guys already read The Boyfriend. But we'll do The Boyfriend and the Locked Door will be in the poll. Hold on, I'm going to do the poll now and then I'll put it in the thing. So we have The Boyfriend. And what was the Locked Door? Both of these are by Freida McFadden. We have Caught. I think that's by Corbin Harlan. Caught. And then Delonda suggested Midnight Library. So I have 4 on there now. We have The Boyfriend, The Locked Door, Caught, and Midnight Library. So I'm gonna put it out there, and we're gonna like whichever one you guys pick. I'm choosing Caught, but just because I'm choosing Caught doesn't mean that you have to choose Caught. If Caught isn't the book that everybody wants, we'll read whatever book that everybody wants. I'll probably still read Caught because I want to watch the Netflix series, and then whenever we all vote on it, then we'll do it. But Caught does have like the Netflix limited series with it. Elba says she started The Boyfriend already. I know, Miss Sherinda. I love reading too, and I love like chatting with you guys about it. Like I think that maybe we should do. I'm gonna see how we can do it. Maybe we could have like maybe somebody could come up here with me and chat. Like maybe like I don't know, something to make it a little more interactive. Make it a little more interactive. I think it's Corbin Harlan. Let me see. Or Harlan. Hold on. Isn't that his name? Harlan Coben. That's what it is. Harlan Coben. That's his name. Not Coben, Harlan. Yeah. Harlan Coben. That's who it's by. It's called Caught. Hey, Renee. Well, he has really good, like his net stuff on Netflix is always really good. So that's why I want to read the book first before I watch the Netflix show. All right, I'm gonna put the 4 books that we're gonna choose from are The Boyfriend, The Locked Door, Caught, and Midnight Library. All I did was take off the 2 that we've already read. I added 2 more on there. Now, if you have any other book suggestions that you guys want us to read, let me know. I will put it in. Well, it'll be in our rotation for when we vote on it. Now, hopefully, whatever book we get. Hold on, let me ask a question. What's our next book club? What's our next crafty bookworms read? So I put a post in this community tab or on this channel for you guys to vote. And then once you vote, I'm going to vote now. Oh, it won't let me vote on here? I guess not. I guess I can't vote on a poll on my channel. I thought you could, but I can't. All right, so whatever you guys pick, and probably by the end of today, tomorrow, I'll put the book that everybody decides, and then we'll read maybe 2 weeks. Y'all, I finished that book in like a day and a half. So I had to wait all this time, but I don't sometimes, like, depending on if you're getting it from Overdrive, well, Overdrive is called something else now, but if you're getting it from the library, like the virtual library, sometimes there's a wait list. So depending on where you are, like if somebody else has checked out the book virtually, you won't be able to check it out until they release it. So I do want to give everybody a chance to do that. Okay. So I don't, that's why it takes maybe, 2 weeks, 2 or 3 weeks for us to do the meeting. And then, I was going to do it every month, but I really like to read. And honestly, like, I'm so happy. I'm so thankful that we even started this, even though Delonda Patrice was supposed to be doing it. I'm so grateful that we started this, because like it forces me to read, to do something that I love to do. So now, like, I'm back into it. Like, I don't want to just run in the house and run into the craft room and craft. Like, I want to, listen to my books or read my books. The last book I listened to, and it was a super easy listen. Like, it was the narrator was good. I enjoyed it. So yeah. Yeah, Shamika, it's on Netflix. It's a limited series. I think maybe 6 episodes. I don't remember, but I saw it. I added it, like I put it as a favorite, and I want to watch it, but I want to read first. I want to read the book first. Delonda Patrice. We need you need to read a book, and then you can come up here and we can discuss the book together. So you gotta read the book or listen to it, and we can discuss it together. Freida is minutes. Miss Sharon Davenport, Rita McFadden, girl, she is a hot mess. Okay, awesome, Felicia. So, Felicia, you'll be ready. You're going to be ready to discuss whatever we discuss. But I do want, okay, so remember, we're going to do the book, right? We're going to read whoever pick whatever book, vote in the poll. Also, don't forget to watch Duplicity so we can talk about it a little bit. Let me know what y'all think about it. We'll probably talk about it next week. I'm going to watch it tonight, but we'll talk about it next week. That gives everybody a little bit of time to watch it. And please watch Con Mom. Maybe we'll talk about it both the same day just to knock them both out. I want to know what you guys think about Con Mom in that situation. It's a true story. It's a true story. It's very sad. It's not sad like that. It's not sad like some of the other stories I watch, like the true crime. But this is still true crime, but it's not like that. Let's see what I miss. Renee. All right, y'all. My head's still doing a little bit of throbbing. That's why I think I'm just gonna go watch Duplicity and relax a little bit. Jamaica. Okay, let me write down. Let me type it in here. I'm gonna type down those books. All right, let me see. And then I'll add them to the next rotation. We have the Midnight Library. That Midnight Library is already in the rotation for this poll. But we had The Vanishing Half. And if you have any books, let me know. And then I'll put it, we'll just put it in. We don't have to always read Freida McFadden. Remember, we don't have to. Like, I saw on Facebook, somebody had like a list of all of Freida McFadden's books and they were just checking them off. Now I am going to kind of be like that. I'm like that with James Patterson too, but we can venture off. It doesn't have to be a mystery. It can be whatever. Like if you guys make a suggestion and we say that we're going to read it, we're going to stick to it. We're going to read it. Reading is really, really good for us, especially for people like me. I could lately, I used to have a super good memory. I don't think my memory is that good anymore. And it just helps me to kind of keep that brain going. So please give a neighbor a favor. And then we'll add these as we keep going. We're gonna, as we remove titles off of the poll, we're gonna add more. But I'm gonna keep it to 4, a selection of 4. But we're gonna, as they come off, we're gonna add more. Neighbor favor. Renee, what's the name of which? The book that the one that we just read was Never Lie, and then the other book, the book in the movie is called Caught, or the book in the series, Vanishing Half, The Neighbor Favor. Oh, girl, me too. I'm about to now. Thanks for sharing Davenport. Night Crawling. Miss Sharon Davenport, I love you. Thank you for always looking out, keeping me grounded, making sure that, it's okay. It's okay. Thank you, Miss Sharon Davenport. I appreciate you. It's very salacious. Money, power, and sex. I'm putting it down. I mean, we're going to be reading a lot of different things. We don't have to just read that. We don't have to just read true crime stuff. Very, very salacious. Oh, Duplicity, and it's called Con Mum. Let me put it in the chat. It's called Con Mum. They're over in the UK. Con Mum. That's on Netflix. So Duplicity is on Amazon Prime. Con Mum is on Netflix. Because I really want to talk about it, y'all. I really want to talk about it with y'all. So was that all we had to watch? Con Mum and Duplicity? I think that's it. And then we'll talk about Duplicity next week. Excited about that. No worries, Renee. All right, y'all. I'm about to go. I can't even finish my little dinner snack. I'm about to go and get some meds. Thank you, Miss Sharon Davenport. I love you guys. I'm gonna go get some rest because tomorrow I gotta work. I gotta get the rest of the boxes packaged, sent out. So, Delonda, guess what, girl? You know what that guess what means. Thank you, Marilyn and Nomi. I love you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this book review. Still fine tuning how the delivery is gonna go. I want it to be good for everybody. So I am still fine tuning that. I do think I'm gonna keep this open up a little more questions. Kind of make it a little more relatable to us once we discuss it. But I had a great time. Thank you guys. I appreciate y'all so much. This is so fun. Please remember to go and do the poll. And just let decide which book we're gonna read. I'll keep it open until maybe tomorrow morning, and then we'll talk about what book we're gonna read. Tomorrow I'll be on over with Marilyn at 2 p.m. Central Eastern Standard Time. We're gonna be blinking out the top of our mini cups. So look forward to seeing y'all, and by that time I'll know what book we're gonna read. All right. But I love you guys. And until next time, y'all, later.